I just want to update everybody on the MLB. The MLB preseason or spring training has started. What are you laughing about? What's so funny?
Machado, I just can't get over it. His interview was cool.
Oh, okay.
And his
Machado's
interview was just super cool about like making history and like he didn't go on no crazy rant. It was good, clean humor. It was just fun. It was cool. It was funny that like I'm in the history books for this. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you. I know it's preseason and spring training and everything, but I think he handled that extremely professionally and and you could kind of see his sense of humor and his personality. But the thing that I'm looking kind of at is like, what this happens like later in the season. I know that in a college game the other day, it was the bottom of the ninth, and the batter, kind of like Machado, didn't get into the box in time or something happened, and the umpire pointed at him and called him out, and that was it. The game was over, and that's how the game ends. And it's kind of like, dang, I mean, that's enforcing a rule, but that would be a crappy way to end the game. Especially from a fan's like point of view, like you paid all those tickets to come to a game. It's the bottom of the ninth, and you want to kind of like that's how the game's gonna end. I as a fan, that eats me up inside a little bit.
I agree. That shouldn't have been a call at that time. He should have. I feel like sometimes the official in that situation, you got to press the issue with the young man to hurry up and get in the box. Like, and he might have gave him a couple warnings. He might not have. You never know. The official's back could have been ready to go out. Legs could have been tired of being there. So you might be like, all right, you out of here. Let's get him out of here. You don't know.
Gotta go get my lobster dinner. Yeah, I'm late for dinner.
I gotta get out of here.
I got a date. Let's get going.
You're like, you playing too much. But I just hate to see calls like that. Let them finish. Let the game naturally end itself in some form or fashion. Don't let it be a call in that instance to end the game and be like, all right, cool. Y'all lost. Bye.
I mean, I wonder if it's gonna be like kind of what I always say in basketball and football, be consistent. If you're gonna call that you better call it in the first inning, just like you call it in the last. But if you haven't called it all game, like it's one of those where I don't know how we're gonna see this later down the road, how it's gonna become controversy, especially in the Major League Baseball. If a game ends like that.
I got a good question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think from basketball to football to baseball, all these new, kind of tweaks to the game that are happening, do you think technical fouls for coaches and players are going to go up? Because like the way the rules are being enforced and the way the new rules are being like kind of like they're not. One, guys aren't used to it, so you're not used to a pitching count, you're not used to a batting count and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to take more than just this upcoming season and some spring training to get a routine, a habit. And I'm using baseball for an example. Like you said, you're going to get into times where it's critical points in the game or a critical game. Guys trying to get in his rhythm. He knows they need this hit, and that kind of call gets made. You flip out. So I'm like, I'm envisioning technicals going up. I'm envisioning ejections going up because you just that kind of situation that just bam makes you move. It just makes you react.
So I could see more ejections going up for MLB, especially when it's a close game. If you lose a game, especially like if that's how a game ends, that coach is going to come out there. That player is going to be upset. Because I don't think like as an umpire, you have to realize you can't end a game like that in my eyes. But these umpires, they're in charge of the game. They sometimes take their power for granted. So anyhow, some of the other MLB stuff I was going to get into. What are you laughing about now?
I'm just worried. I'm worried about officials, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all out here in these streets. I'm worried about y'all officials because some of the calls you're making, that make or break somebody's household, they paycheck. Some players can't take that kind of pressure. Somebody might get fired on, dog. Like, think about it. You in a game, you working your ass off, excuse me for my language. And next thing you know, this official make a call that he ain't made all game to let you kind of know how it's supposed to be going or enforced a policy or a rule. All of a sudden you just fire on him. You flip out, you fire on him. Yeah, so I'm like, I hope players don't start just firing on officials, bro.
Well, that's why they get mad primarily now, because I think big outcome is it does affect financials. So but some of the MLB changes I want to talk about was the two rules that I'm looking forward to this year is the pitch clock. So pitchers now have 15 seconds with nobody on base. They have 15 seconds to pitch the ball. with the pitch clock. If they don't pitch it in time, I forget what the rule is if they don't pitch it in time, if it's a ball or if it's something else. I think it's a ball, but I know like Manny Machado you mentioned wasn't in the box in time, wasn't ready to go, so he automatic strike. So we'll see what happens there. And then with runners on base, it will be 20 seconds they have to pitch the ball, which will be interesting to have because you're holding a runner on base, trying to make sure they don't steal. And 20 seconds is, 20 seconds is pretty quick. So we'll see what happens later this season with that. That's one of the rule changes. It has sped up the game to about an hour. It's like about 50 minutes to an hour so far from the tests they have ran in preseason. I think they're ending games around 2 hours and 26 minutes, 2 hours, like 20, somewhere in the 20 minutes range. So 2 hours, 20 minutes compared to the average last year of 3 hours and 11 minutes. So that's an hour change of speeding up and, pace of play. Also, I think that's great because, if you're at a baseball could sometimes get boring when you're just sitting there. So we'll see if this I think would agree with his facial expressions.
Bring back the steroids. Let them juice.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Baseball was better in the 90s. Baseball was better when you had Mark McGwire out there juicing, just clobbering the ball.
Him, Barry Bonds, Jose Canseco, yeah, all them boys was at the same Roy factory. Hey, you picking up yours today? Yeah, dog. Well, pick me up some. I'm a Venmo you this $100,000.
So, there's that rule, and then the other rule that's also being brought into play is the shift change. So baseball players can't shift over for like certain batters now, and that should increase the batting average because the batting average was an all-time low. But